It's July 26. Impressive numbers.
Well, they are. Brendan Ryan, of course, getting things turned around, about 6 weeks ago. But Dustin Ackley, he's been on fire lately. And Kyle Seager, who swung the bat well all year, but finally swinging it well here at home. Those are some good indications for this club because this is the nucleus of your team.
Our Lexus pitching matchup, you got Kevin Millwood against Ubaldo Jimenez. What do you make of this matchup?
Well, I think for Kevin, he pitched well in his last outing. That's a good sign. You look at the 4-10 record, he has pitched much better than that this year, so some run support for him would certainly help. If you get him a lead early, this is a guy, he's a veteran guy. He'll know what to do with it. Cleveland Indians, a younger club. They've had their struggles. He'll take care of his end of the deal.
Jimenez 9-12, a 5.62. The bullpen has been good at the back end for Cleveland. The starters have been, they've been okay.
They've struggled, and Jimenez has been one of the struggling starters. 137 innings for him, 79 walks. He's given up 21 home runs, but the 79 walk is the figure that sticks out for me. So offensively, I look for the Mariners to be patient early in this game to see if he can command the baseball.
Like to see some of the things we saw yesterday. How about Michael Saunders? That one at bat where he laid, it looked like he was going to lay down a bunt. Next pitch, hit it out of here. That's maybe some portents that come as we come down the stretch. The last 39 games, seeing more home runs from Michael Saunders. That was his 11th. It's a career best. Hopefully more on tap. First of 3, Cleveland and the Mariners. First pitch is straight ahead.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Banner Bank, better ideas, better banking. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Funny Man and Tool-Time King Tim Allen, October 20th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. But not the real king. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. And the Mariners starters have been absolutely phenomenal. You go back over the last 29 starts, and these guys are 16-6 ERA just over 2.5. Two of the guys that have been doing the heavy lifting and most of the damage to opponents' ERAs. That would be Jason Vargas, the July pitcher of the month, and Felix Hernandez, who was just named American League Player of the Week. Could you believe it? That it was Felix's first American League Player of the Week award? The skipper, Eric Wedge, really surprised by that. But the reality is, when you throw a perfect game, who can you really say was better than you? Just the 23rd perfect game in the history of the game, and the first for the Mariners organization. So he will be at it again tomorrow, making his first start since the Perfecto. It's Hernandez against Hernandez. Roberto Hernandez making just his second start of the season. By the way, if Felix Hernandez was to be named the August Pitcher of the Month, it would not be the first time that he had been part of back-to-back Pitcher of the Month. Go back to 2009. It was Jared Washburn and Felix Hernandez going back-to-back. Well, I want to make sure that you are here tomorrow because the King's Court is going to expand and become the Supreme Court. The first 34,000 fans get a King of Perfection t-shirt and a special K card with the picture of King on the one side and K on the other, and the no-hitter scoreboard picture as well on it. And you want to make sure that you get here early, or you don't want to get here early. You should want to get here early. You want to get your tickets early. That's what I want to tell you, okay? Because the line on walk-ups is going to be enormous, so you don't want to be a part of that. Coming up, we have got Millwood versus Jimenez. Remember, one of the big reasons why the skipper wanted Kevin Millwood on this team was because of the job he did in Cleveland with the young staff. At first pitch, coming up next.
Baseball, first pitch delivered by Kevin Millwood to Jason Kipnis off the plate for ball one. Welcome, everybody. Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the Root Sports crew as the Mariners open the back end of their homestand. A 3-spot with the Cleveland Indians. Jason Kipnis, leadoff man, 2-0. Count from the veteran Kevin Millwood, one-time Cleveland Indian. 3-0. Home plate umpires, Ed Hickox, Chris Conroy at first, Mark Carlson at second, Wally Bell at third. Very pleasant here in Seattle. Gorgeous blue sky. Little clouds mixed in, 73 degrees. Winds out of the west at 2. There's the first strike of the ball game. Mariners on the season against the Cleveland Indians are 1-4. And a 4-1 victory, middle game of a 3-game setback in mid-April. That's well hit down the line. That is off the fair pole for a home run. So Kipnis on a 3-1 pitch hits his 12th home run, RBI number 61, and it's 1-0 Tribe.
Well, in a 3-1 count, Kipnis cheating to get to the fastball. Kevin Millwood gives him a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That pitch is middle in. It looks like it's going to hook foul, but it hits right in the middle of the pole for a home run. As Dave mentioned, his 12th home run of the season.
Next hitter is Asdrubal Cabrera, switch hitting shortstop, former Mariner. Last time the Mariners saw the Tribe, it was May 16 and 17. There's a ball hit hard but foul. Mariners faced them here in Seattle, April 17, 18, 19. Lost 2 out of 3. Saw them in Cleveland. Lost 2 games, 9-3 and 6-5. A lot has happened to Manny Acta's ball club since then. During that time in May, they went to pretty much the end of May in first place in the Central Division. Bunt and a beauty. Base hit.
Well, tough start for Kevin Millwood. Take a look at the rest of the batting order for the Cleveland Indians. Former Mariner Chu hitting third, having a good year for the Indians. 15 home runs, 49 RBIs, hitting .286. And Santana, Brantley, Duncan, Kochman. See what Casey has done against Kevin Millwood. .259 average with 3 home runs. Carrera and Donald rounding out the 9 for the Indians. Kevin Millwood on the season, 4-10 record, a 4.28 ERA, giving us 97 strikeouts to 44 walks. Use a fastball, change speeds on it, slow curveball and a slider, changeup.
Shin-Soo Choo, first pitch swinging, swing and a miss. That home run by Kipnis, first leadoff homer of his career, 363 feet.
Kevin struggled against Cleveland in Cleveland earlier this year. Excuse me, here against Cleveland. 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned. And off to a tough start here this evening.
0-2. Chu, a very good outfielder, good throwing arm. Interesting to watch how the Mariners try to go first to third against him. 1-2 the count.
Typically not a good idea.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen him throw. Tribe was in first place May 28th and then again on June 23rd. It's been all downhill since then. 11.5 back. First place Chicago. Chicago a 1.5 lead over Detroit in the Central Division. Since that last meeting back on May 17th, the Mariners have gone 42-40. Cleveland's gone 32-51.
Kevin so far early in the game against the left-handed hitters, all 3 left-handed hitters he has faced. He's trying to find the outside corner and the pitches when he's missing off the plate away. That's what he did to Kipnis and fell behind in the count before the home run. That pitch just off the outside corner, so he's trying to get a little bit closer to it.
Millwood previous meeting against the Tribe, as you mentioned, April 17th. Gave up 6 runs in a 4th inning comebacker. Goes to Ryan. There's one over the smoke for the double play. A 1-6-3. 2-in killing, 2 down here in the first.
Nice double play. Take a look at the rest of the defense for the Mariners. In this evening's game, no changes in the outfield. Robinson in left. Saunders is in center. Eric Thames out in right field. And on the infield, Kyle Seager gets to start at third. Brian off yesterday, back in the lineup today. He and Ashley will play up the middle. Justin Smoke, your first baseman, and Miguel Olivo will do the catching tonight. So Kevin did against the Indians. I mentioned those numbers earlier. 83 pitches. That was a tough start for him earlier in the season. Seemed like it was shortly after that he started to settle down and pitch well.
Bunt by Santana goes foul.
It's surprising when you think of Santana. Typically he's swinging for the fences. Having an off year this year, hitting just .238 with 13 home runs.
In that game, Mike, fourth inning was a Waterloo for Mr. Millwood. 6 runs, 5 hits. Tribe sent 11 men to the plate. Millwood faced 10 of them.
.83 pitches again in 4 innings. That's tough. That's tough work. There's a good pitch. Tried to run that pitch back on the inside corner. Looked like a good pitch, and it was. Did not get the call from Ed Hickox.
Mariners on a 5-game winning streak. 5-1 on the homestand. They won 12-13 here at home, and Millwood not sharp out of the gate here. Tribe has lost 5 in a row, and the month of August, not good. 4-14. Look at Michael Brantley, the center fielder, batting in the 5th hole. Full count now on Santana. Look at the offensive profile for the Cleveland Indians. 9th in batting average, 10th in runs, 9th in hits, 11th in homers, 7th in doubles, 9th in steals, and how about this? Next to last in ERA. Just ahead of the Minnesota Twins, who left town yesterday afternoon.
I think that just about says it all in their struggles. When you second to last in ERA, it's tough to win ball games.
There's a walk issued.
Well, Santana, 3rd in the American League in walks. He had 70 walks coming into the game, so that's his 71st walk of the season. Next pitch will be number 20 for Millwood here in the 1st inning.
Brings up Michael Brantley, the center fielder. 294 hitter. His 294 leads the ball club, as do his 131 hits, 4 triples. Strike one. We're trying to limit the damage. He's done a great job at that most of the season. 1-1 count.
Go, Kevin!
Time called. Brantley comes in 8 for 24 on this road trip for the Tribe. 1-2.
There's a good fastball on the outside corner. You can see Kevin starting to find it. 2 good fastballs on the outside corner.
Last leg of a 9-game road trip for the Cleveland Indians. Are 1-5. Runner will hold. Indians lost at the won at the Angels in the first game 6-2, and then lose the next 2 games in Anaheim, and then get swept in Oakland. Yesterday, 7-0 defeat at the hands of the Athletics. Manny Acta, things have really gone sour for him. The bullpen, they say, talking to Cleveland people, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, they're okay if they can get to the lead, but that hasn't been happening a lot. The 2-2 pitch. Line drive, left field, Robinson right there, and that'll do it. Leadoff homer by Kipnis, and they leave a runner. Indians 1-0. Mariners coming to bat. Back here at Safeco Field, Tom Willis pitch for awareness with the ceremonial first pitch. Casper Wells catching, and a noble effort by Tom Willis, and it was for a strike. And a lot of appreciation and admiration shown by the Mariners from the dugout. Tom Willis.
Amazing.
Fine performance. Valdo Jimenez, first time on the Safeco Field mound. Previous encounters with the Mariners, he's 2-0. There's Ackley to lead it off.
Dustin has a nice 5-game hitting streak going. He's not just checking in with 1 hit either. He has a .476 average over those 5 games.
2 for 4 yesterday, 3 for 4 on Saturday, 1 for 5 on Friday. Acquitted himself quite nicely against the Minnesota Twins. 2-1. You saw Jimenez a couple of years ago when he was rolling in Cleveland. I mean, in Colorado.
Yeah. But at that point, too, his fastball was in the upper 90s. He's consistently 97, 98 miles an hour. His fastball is down, and his command has left him. He had 79 walks over the 139 innings that he has pitched. Ackley works 3-2 count. We'll probably see a lot of those tonight with Jimenez on the mound.
Fly ball left field. Ezekiel Carrera on the spot for out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of the Mariner batting order.
All right, following Dustin Ackley, it'll be Michael Saunders. Saunders with his 11th home run of the season last night. Then it's Kyle Seager. Kyle hitting .450 against Cleveland in that great series last year. Jaso Smoke, Thames, Olivo hitting 7th at catcher. Then it's Robinson and Brendan Ryan off last night, back in the lineup tonight hitting 9th. Jimenez, a 5.62 ERA, 9-12 with a 5.62, so he's had a struggle this year. Opponent's average .271. He's given up 21 home runs on the season. We'll use a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. But he has really struggled with his overall command, falling behind hitters, and it's cost him. You can see the 21 home runs a result of that.
I believe it was 0-10 that we saw him 2 years ago when he went 19-8 in Colorado with a 2.88 ERA. Since then, last year, he combined to go 10-13 with Cleveland and Colorado. ERA well over 4. Up the middle, base hit, Michael Saunders on a 2-0 pitch.
It's like Michael struggles behind him. He had a 2-week stretch there where he had struggled, but last night 2 for 4 with a home run, and this is another solid line drive back up the middle. Michael was pulling the ball a little bit too much and getting himself into some trouble, but in a 2-0 count, it's pretty good to hit the ball hard back up the middle. Typically hitters, especially young hitters, will try to do too much in those situations, but a solid line drive for Saunders.
Impressive home run he hit yesterday afternoon. The man aboard in the 7th inning, gave the Mariners some breathing room. Saunders with a big home run. Here's Kyle Seager. Seager 1 for 2 yesterday. Big jump by Saunders, and he slammed on the brakes about 1/3 of the way.
Apparently he didn't like the jump. Typically, if you're going to go that hard, you're going to continue to run. You see the break, and Michael didn't think he had a good enough jump, so he decided to stay.
Saunders leads the club, 17 stolen bases.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's a big part of the running game for the Mariners.
Jimenez, last time we saw him, beat Felix on May 16th at Progressive Field in Cleveland. On the road, Jimenez 4.9. How about this ERA, Mike? 7.54 on the road.
It's a struggle. Again, the Indians overall next to last in ERA. Kyle's done against the Indians this year, 261 average.
Remember, was it last year he had that great series, second trip in. must have been something like 9-14 or something. It was phenomenal.
I think it was 9 for 12 or something like that. But he was hot. Everything he hit was finding a hole, base hit, hitting line drives all over the place. It's kind of it's kind of a coming out party for Kyle. His first time up last year, he'd struggled a little bit, was sent down, and when he came back, went nuts, including in that series.
Matter of fact, that was the Earthquake series. Swing and a miss. Seager's gone, 2 outs.
Take a look at the defense for the Indians in tonight's game. In the outfield, if Carrera in left, Michael Brantley, Nicky Brantley's son, he is in center field. Chu out in right. And on the infield, Jason Donald getting the start at third. Cabrera and Kipnis playing up the middle. Casey Kochman, one of the better defensive first basemen in the game, gets the start at first. And then Carlos Santana will do the catching.
Here's John Jaso. Big shift on for him. Jaso, the Mariners' leading hitter, 289. There's the defensive deployment. Cabrera, the only one on the third base side of the infield. 1-1 to John.
Let's go, John.
15 pitches for Jimenez, 8 of them strikes. A lot of fastballs here in the first inning.
One pitch out, nothing doing. Your proponent running the next pitch after.
I am.
With.
I think the manager wants to see the hitter get into a 3-1 count. So typically they won't pitch out after that.
Saunders takes off. Throw by Santana, not in time. You had Donald and the left fielder racing for third because Saunders would have had a Johnny Damon Hideki Matsui opportunity to get third with nobody guarding the bag.
Well, it wasn't a straight steal, but the minute he sees the ball go in the dirt, he gets a great jump, taking off for second base and beats the throw. Saunders gets himself into scoring position.
Wild pitch gets Saunders down to second. A few years ago, Johnny Damon took third. Nobody was guarding it against the Phillies, and I think Matsui did it, I think, the next year. The 3-1 pitch to center field that Brantley will put away. Good ride, but not good enough. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A man left. Tribe leads at 1-0. Indians have a 1-0 lead early on here against the Mariners. At the trading deadline, They have come and gone, but there's still some exchanges to be made right here at Safeco Field this month. Tomorrow evening, Mariners trading card night. Thanks to Panasonic. First 15,000 fans, you're going to take home a partial set of Mariner baseball cards. You know what you can do? You can swap them with your fellow fans. So your ticket, it's awaiting you at mariners.com. Forget tomorrow, big night two with Felix Hernandez on the mound, the Supreme Court. The whole ballpark's going to be the Supreme Court with the T-shirts and the placards. The first 34,000 fans are going to get special edition Felix Hernandez T-shirt. Pay homage to the perfect game from last week.
Good looking shirt.
It is, really is. Big hack by Shelly Duncan.
I saw the placard today too. It looks good. They have the Felix pose in the back and the numbers of the score underneath.
Felix said before the game he's ready to turn the page. He's got his family coming back. They'll be back here tonight from Venezuela. His son Jeremy really bummed out that he missed the game. He never missed a game in his entire young life of 5 or 6 years old. I think it is. So he's excited. Family's excited. You throw another one? Let's go out and see what happens. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Pitcher of the week in the American League, Mr. Hernandez. Well earned, obviously, well deserved.
Yes, well deserved. Congratulations on that.
Shelly Duncan, son of a long time Tony La Russa, right-hand pitching coach. Dave Duncan. Off-speed pitch, hammered foul.
I was talking to some people today about Felix and his start tomorrow, and the thing I tell them is the only way that you're going to catch Vandermeer is to throw the first one, which he's done. Right?
Check.
Yeah.
Now go do it again.
Yeah, why
check.
not?
And a third one could really be something. Of course, we're talking about Johnny Vandermeer's record. I think it's going to be one of the toughest.
It's getting tied tomorrow.
Records to beat. I think you could make a case if you catch the right team, and that could be the case tomorrow. Felix catching Cleveland tomorrow. Yes. Throw 3 of them bad boys back to back to back. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I'm with you. Robinson coming in. Makes the catch. Tell you what, he's got really great speed. Sometimes his routes are a little bit different from what you'd like, but he outruns them.
Well, I think there's some fundamental things that he's been working on. And initially, when he first came up, when the ball would hit, he'd automatically start to retreat. He'd start to head back. And typically, when the ball is hit, if it's to your left or your right, you want to make a quick turn, read the ball, and then decide whether you have to run in or out. And he's doing a better job of that. But as you mentioned, if he's making a few mistakes on those reads coming off the bat, he's able to make up for it most of the time because of his speed. And eventually you hope that the basic fundamentals of it, the things that they're working on him with, that'll make up a big difference for him.
Good set of wheels because he can close on the ball.
Well, you look at the outfield now, so can Saunders, and Thames runs well. It's a good outfield as far as the speed goes and covering some gaps.
Ryan. It's a routine play, 2 down. Nothing like guys executing the routine play all the time.
All the time. And especially doing it late in the game when you get into the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. And that's another thing that these guys, for a young group, has been impressive because they typically do that, and it's anchored by that man, Brendan Ryan.
A lot of routine plays made in the perfecto last Wednesday. Start looking at the late part of that game. Ground ball to second, short first, 3 strikeouts. Felix took care of that, and then the second out number 26, a ground ball to Ryan.
You go back and you look at that ground ball to Brendan Ryan. When you consider, I think there's probably more pressure in that situation as opposed to most nights when you're just trying to hang on to a 1-run lead, because there's a personal connection with that guy on the mound. And it wasn't an easy play, and Brendan Ryan makes the play there, but there was a lot of pressure involved in that play.
I remember talking to Ryan earlier this year, and he would get Felix going. He says, come on, throw a perfect game, will you? Come on, throw a no-hitter here. You don't want to work too hard. Throw a no-hitter.
Look back at him and tell him, catch everything, and I have a chance.
1-1 is the count to Ezekiel Carrera, the left fielder. Kevin Millwood, 2 outs here in the second inning. Gave up a leadoff homer to Jason Kipnis for the 1-0 Cleveland lead.
Herrera has some speed. Only 44 at bats, but he has 2 triples and he's stolen 3 bases.
Seager in on the grass at third. 2-1 count. 2 outs, nobody on. Ground ball to Ackley, backhands and throws him out. Nice clean inning for Millwood, retiring 6, 7, 8 in the order. To the Mariners second, it'll be Smoke, Thames, and Olivo when we get back. To extend the winning streak to 6 consecutive games. Right now, let's take a look at the Mariner calendar being brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Well, we get 2 more games with the Tribe. Felix goes tomorrow. Day game Wednesday, travel day Thursday. The tough Chicago White Sox await. And more Central Division foes will be taking on the Minnesota Twins again for 4 and then come home for a nice, long, hearty homestand against the Angels, Red Sox, and the Athletics. Smoke pulls 1 foul. Like talking to a bunch of the guys today around the cage. Good for that young man. They're well aware that they're only 6 games under 500. It's a feel-good time for the Mariners. They want to keep this momentum going.
Well, I would agree. And I think the other one, we talked about it earlier, getting to 500 here at home, a place where they had struggled offensively earlier in the year, and now things have turned around where offensively they're scoring some more runs and winning games, but back to 500 here at home. If you look at all the divisions in baseball.
Held on by Santana. Smoke couldn't believe it. Strikeout victim.
But all the teams in the first or second, every one of them in every division are above 500 at home. You have to play well at home if you want to be in the mix of things. And I think for our young group, that'd be a nice thing to look back on at the end of this season as they continue to try and grow as a team, to look back and see that they played well at home and use that as an advantage going into next year.
Big swing and a miss by Thames. As I look back in the old scorebook here, you only have to go back to, say, July 25th. The Mariners were 10 under at home, 18 and 28. That's come a long way to get to 30 and 30. Good stuff.
I think they've won 12 out of the last 13.
12 to 13 here at home.
Yeah, here at home. Always had the pitching and the good defense, and now the offense is starting to come around.
Strike 2 to Thames. Yeah, you look at the division leaders. Dodgers +8. Wow, Cincy plus 19 at home. Washington plus 11. Texas plus 14 at home. Plus 6 for the White Sox. This one popped up, and the Yankees are plus 15 at home. Cabrera calls everybody off. 2 outs.
One of the other things too is you look at the Mariners. We talk about it on a nightly basis here on this homestand, even on the last homestand, but it's been the guys at the bottom of the order that have been chipping in and doing their part. You talk about getting that one extra run in a game compared to where they were at earlier. It's been the bottom of the order that's been helping contribute to that. Brendan Ryan hitting 9th for most of the season, but he's certainly turned things around over the last couple of months. That helps.
Popped up. Big league pop up coming this one. Out play. Thames. Let's see. Thames yesterday. He got. Actually, I went wrong. That's yesterday. That's 2 games ago.
Yesterday was 3 for 4
with an RBI late 7th inning. That's what it was. Off. Strike 2 to Olivo. Yeah, a couple other games, recent games, you get 6 hits from the bottom of the order.
Trayvon Robinson in the middle of that, go along with Brendan Ryan and Eric Thames.
Tuesday against the Rays, you get 3 RBIs from the bottom of the order. It's been good.
Yeah.
Big part of it, because we were talking to some people downstairs. For too long, Mariners had 4 and 5 guys at the bottom of the order on the interstate. Sub 200. One hit given up by Jimenez. Michael Saunders with a base hit up the middle in the 1st inning. Breaking ball got him. 3rd strikeout for Jimenez. He throws a 1-2-3 second, leads it 1-0. One nothing Indians. First of 3 with the Mariners. Little Tito Puente influenced music here for AT&T Fan Pulse. How many hits will Felix Hernandez allow tomorrow night? None. 1, 2, 3 or more. Text your answer to 733-733. I'm going to go with D. D3.
I think that you're probably right, but I want to see A, so I'm going to text in A is what I'm going to do.
I'm hearing you. Believe me, I want to be. I hear you.
I agree with you. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to hold any team to 3 hits, but I think I'm going to go with text in A.
Right center field, driving Saunders back. He's got it covered, 1 out. Right off the bat of Jason Donald, 3rd baseman. Last time we saw him, he was playing at shortstop. Back to the top of the order, and Jason Kipnis. 3-1 pitch. Homered off the fair pole down the right field line. Mariners are going to see the White Sox later on this weekend. They're tied 5-5 at home against the Yankees. In the 6th, Texas 5-1 over Baltimore, top 9 in Texas. A's losing at Minnesota 4-0, top of the second inning. Big one to Kipnis. Fan results. How many hits? Going with the heart.
That's all right.
Absolutely. Going on the theory that somebody's going to tie Johnny Vandermeer sometime. Why not have it be in our lifetime?
Why not have it be tomorrow?
That's exactly right. 1-1. Come on out tomorrow. You can get tickets for as low as $10, everybody. And I think there's going to be a tremendous buzz in the ballpark, and it has nothing to do with the hemp festival that happened over the weekend.
Go, Kevin!
Talking about Kipnis with the home run. Kevin was trying to pitch him away. That's the game plan, and ended up falling behind 3-1. He just wanted to throw a strike at that point, throw a pitch middle in. All of these pitches, all 4 pitches have been away this time. And the breaking ball will pop up to left field. Trayvon Robinson busy here early in the game.
I like the way Millwood has found it here. Two down here in the third.
We're talking about the folks coming out tomorrow. I would say this to them. I missed the last outing. I don't get many days off. I had the day off and I missed it. I want to be here tomorrow to see it. Don't miss it tomorrow, because it'll be more special if he's able to do it tomorrow.
Actually, Mike,
and with the way that he's going, I'm pulling for him just because I want to be here. We've had 2 perfect games in this ballpark this year. Unbelievable. Only 23 all time. And
well, Mike, if you look over here, here's a cot so you can sit here, sleep here at night to make sure you don't miss it.
I'm going to be here.
Jeez, that was a bet. That's a tough break. Here is Robinson going to have an easy play. Boy, Millwood has found it. Good stuff. A lot of pitches in the first inning, but he has gone 1, 2, 3 over the last 2 innings, down 1-0.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
See if the Mariners get something generated here, down 1-0. Jason Kipnis led the game off for Cleveland with a home run off the fair pull down the right field line. It's Trayvon Robinson. Strike one to Trayvon. First time he's seeing Ubaldo Jimenez. Jimenez, 3 strikeouts, retired 5 in a row.
Starting to increase the velocity on his fastball. That first pitch was 95 miles an hour.
What happened to him? That one year we saw him in Denver, he looked like he was almost unbeatable in minutes.
Well, he was in the upper 90s, and I think he probably was able to get away with a few more pitches. And I was talking about it earlier. His velocity has been down since then, and a lot of people were speculating if he was hurt or not. It doesn't seem like it, but for whatever reason.
Three call.
Another good fastball from him at 95 miles an hour. I think he ended up starting to get all over the place, and if you lose command, I don't care if you're throwing 95 or not, you get into some hitters counts, guys will turn him around. But this is a good pitch. Starts this pitch inside, runs it on the inside corner. Trayvon knew it. Not much you can do about it at 95 miles an hour. If he stays in that area, you're probably going to see some similar numbers from him, but clearly this year he hasn't been able to do that.
He's got 4 strikeouts. He struck out 4 of the last 6, including back-to-back with Brendan Ryan. Chopper. Kipnis is there. 2 outs.
The other thing that we're seeing is a lot of fastballs from him. Around 70-75% fastballs, and he has a good one tonight. The only person he really worked hard with the breaking ball was Olivo. Other than that, he's basically gone after the rest of the lineup with the fastball.
And I'm sorry, that was a heck of a breaking ball he throws to Olivo. Worked it at him.
That's a tough one as a hitter. It just locks you up because you're getting ready to try to hit 94, 95, and he throws it at your hip. And that little bit of a hesitation is all it takes. Plate umpire getting out of the way. Ed Hickox, can't say that I blame him.
I think I got him too.
That'll sting a little bit. Well, first time I've seen that style of mask and them actually wear their hat underneath it. You can see the visor.
You know what? It looks macho. Putting all that stuff on. That might be a balloon guy if I were working home plate these days.
I wouldn't blame you. Hey. You can see his arms are exposed, and he has the chest protector on a little bit on his shoulders, but midsection, his arms, all that is exposed, and when you get hit, it hurts.
Get the extra iron on the shoes, but somebody needs to go back and go old school, go retro, bring the balloon back, man. I'm telling you.
You can't see the low pitch, Dave.
That means there'll be more swinging of the bat, Mike. Swing the bat, boys. That's what that means. Wow. A bullet off of Jimenez. That's a base hit for Ackley.
He continues his homestand, and that extends his hitting streak to 6 games now. Again, Ackley hitting .476 over that 5-game hitting streak. 1 for 2 today. No surprise he was able to get a glove on it. This is squared up. Pitcher runs back towards the middle of the plate. He just gets a piece of it off of his glove. Fortunate for Ackley that it didn't ricochet to an infielder. So he'll have a base hit, second base hit of the evening for the Mariners. Saunders with a base hit in the first inning.
So Ackley with the return to sender base hit in the infield here off the pitcher. With 2 outs are Saunders. Strike 1. Yeah, you're talking about the balloon and low strike. You guys always maybe have an internal book, a mental book about who's the high ball, low ball umpires, right?
Definitely. The hitters will know, and the pitchers for that matter, who has a little bit wider strike zone, who will call the low ball, not the high ball so much. You'll start to figure that one out real quick. And I don't think it's quite the same as it used to be. Probably a lot of it because of all the technology that we have, and these guys really trying to get the ball on the plate as much as they can. You certainly used to know. Pitchers used to have an effect on it. I can still remember, it was in my 2nd or 3rd year, and Durwood Merrill. Durwood passed away, but he was a great umpire and a showman. And I can remember Randy Johnson and David Cohn hooking up one day, and him looking at both dugouts, telling everybody to swing the bats. A couple Hall of Famers here, swing the bats, boys, and he meant it.
If it was close.
You better act. Fair enough.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good count here for Saunders, man aboard. 2 outs. Turned on it. Deep center field, long run, Brantley. That ball's up in the air, long time.
Goodbye! A two-run homer! Michael Saunders back-to-back days with two-run jacks! Mariners take the lead 2-1. He's found it again, Mike.
Well, one of the things in baseball is home runs come in bunches, and it's been a while since Michael had hit a home run, but he homered yesterday, and then he homers here today in center field. He has that kind of pop. Just this fly ball out into the stands, or just out of their reach, maybe off the fingertip. Nice to see with 2 outs for the Mariners take the lead. 2-run homer for Saunders.
3-1 count. That was a big boy fly. Seager is the hitter now. 3-1 count, hit at 411 feet.
21st home run of the season that Jimenez has given up, or 22nd, excuse me. 22nd home run he's given up this year.
Off-speed pitch. Strike 2 to Seager. What a difference a year makes. Michael Saunders, everybody. Whoa! Right between the 1 and the 5. Oh, brother. On an 0-2 pitch.
Well, this one will get the guys in the dugout thinking a little bit. After a home run from Saunders, drills him right in the middle of the back with an 0-2 pitch.
Oh, man, 5. More of the 5 than between the 1-5. Yikes.
It's better there than right in the middle of the numbers, I can tell you that.
Yes, sir. Two outs, 2 in. A runner on. Outside ball 1 to Jaso, fly to center's first time. Jaso ahead in the count 2-0.
18 pitches in this inning. Big reason why Mariners doing work with 2 outs. He had a strikeout of Robinson and a ground out from Ryan, and then the base hit from Ackley, the home run from Saunders. Hit by pitch with Seager, and now Jaso stands in. All this happening with 2 outs.
Ackley hit his ball hard. So did Saunders. And a stolen base for Jaso. I mean for Seager.
That will make your back feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
What will make it feel really good is if he scores a run now. Always sends a nice message back to the pitcher.
11th stolen base for Seager. Got it standing up. See if Jaso can pick him up. 3-0 count. And he'll take his base via the walk. First walk issued by Jimenez. Follow the Mariners with the MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. With live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details.
Let's give Justin Smoke a chance to drive in a run. Justin, strikeout victim, his first time on strikeout swinging. Since being recalled, he's been swinging the bat better. Was 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 3 with a home run and a double the day before. Talking to Eric Wedge about him, says he likes some of the things that he's doing, and hopefully that'll continue here the rest of the way out for Justin.
I think you mentioned it yesterday. I know we're talking to Wedge this afternoon. He thinks that a lot quieter approach left-handed. Big part of
well, I think
some
it's
of the recent success.
I think it's that, and I think it's also getting pitches that Justin can handle, and it's tough to handle everything. And for him, I think get some pitches out over the plate, a little bit easier for him to get extended on. He won't have to fight quite so much. Big man, he can hit the ball out of all parts of the ballpark. Doesn't have to just try to swing at everything that's inside on him. How many times those pitches that are in are probably in off the plate. Look out over the plate and hit hard.
One.
Good changeup.
There's 2 innings. No runs allowed on 130 pitches this inning. 2 runs, 2 on base, and 21 pitches. Tide turns in a hurry. Smoke struck out on 3 pitches first time up.
0-2 his first time up. He threw him a good fastball inside, tied him up. See what he tries to do here.
On 2. Spiked out. Stopped by Santana. 1-2. Outside. Smoke 1 for 3 yesterday. Saturday 2 for 4. Here's 2-2. Right. 3 call. Highlight of the inning, however, 2-run homer by Michael Saunders gives the Mariners the lead at 2-1. Tomorrow, right now the Mariners lead at 2-1. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Supreme Court tomorrow, and here's some of the goodies you're going to get tomorrow if you come out.
You get everybody's seeing the K card. You get the placard, but the cool part about it is what they've done on the backside.
That's great.
And I love the bottom part of it where they have it up there, perfection. But in Felix's reaction to it, that's pretty cool. So everybody, 34,000 are going to get this when they show up tomorrow. That's pretty cool.
That picture from that angle and the one from behind have already become Seattle iconic pictures.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And maybe two of the most famous pictures maybe in the history of the franchise to this point. Freddie Montero from the Sounders will throw out the first pitch tomorrow. Shin-Soo Choo will lead it off, followed by Santana and Brantley. So that last inning, I read a note. My fault. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed on 30 pitches. Third inning, 2 runs allowed on 25 pitches. Choo, first time up, bounced into a double play.
One of the things about Millwood that we were talking about is get him a lead, and with the struggles that the Indians have had, turn it over to the veteran, see if he can do something with it. Now get the guys back in the dugout to swing the bat.
Seen speed beautifully on Choo right there for the out. Take a look at the CenturyLink high-speed pitch. Starters Millwood and Jimenez. Jimenez at 96. 8 in a row retired now. Kevin Millwood.
He struggled in the first inning to dial up the outside corner, but he's getting there now. Made an adjustment.
Sure did.
Wanted to pitch all these left-handers away, and he's starting to be able to do that with some good sink to his fastball.
24 pitches first inning. Dialed in nicely. An off-speed pitch to Santana, drew a walk on the 3-2 pitch back in first. Fan Pulse brought to you by AT&T.
Nunn's hanging in there, 42%.
Chopper foul down to first base coach Tom Wiedenbauer. Steve Smith, third base coach for Cleveland. Going 2 to Santana. Popped it up. Smokes got plenty of room. 2 outs. There's no such word in the dictionary, but for our purposes, it's nice to have veteranship. Kevin Millwood, what he's done here after the first inning.
Well, I would agree with that. It's nice to have him for the year. You look at the Mariners and what they've done pitching wise and where the starting rotation has been. He's meant a lot to a lot of guys, you know, including Blake Bevan, who's in it. All those guys out in the bullpen.
37-year-old knows what he's doing, been around. No panic, he's been there, done that. 37-year-old right-hander delivers this, a fly ball left field towards the line. Trayvon Robinson. Oh, that's a great effort. Well done, Trayvon Robinson. Standing ovation here at the ballpark. Great effort by the young man from Los Angeles, California. Beautifully done. Look at this effort. He said he wanted to run through, if he had to, run through a wall for Felix the other day on the perfecto, and he gets it done here for the veteran. High fives all around. 2-1 Mariners. Part of the ball game. Trayvon Robinson's recorded 5 putouts, and Mike, this is all out effort. Beautiful.
That is an athletic play by a young man that likes to be in the big leagues, wants to stay here, so he makes a great play. Good smile there. I don't blame him for that.
Teammates appreciate it. Here's Thames fouling one back. Good rip. Thames popped out to the shortstop. Coming off a 3-for-4 performance yesterday with the double, driving in a run in the 7th yesterday. Mike Bremley says he likes the way he attacks the breaking ball. First base coach for the Mariners. Trayvon, let's see, he and Sean Figgin sharing a smile.
We'll take another look at it. Times his jump perfect. Knows he's going to slam into the wall. Yeah, there's a little bit of padding on there, but that's a concrete wall as he flies into it.
Oh, man.
That's some kind of play. You get further down on that wall, too, it gets higher. He looks like he could go all the way down into the corner and get up there.
I agree. Yeah.
And I forget last year when he showed up, the way he went into the seats in Anaheim.
Home run away from Torrey Hunter.
Well, Eric's had a few pitches out over the plate to hit, and he's fouling them off. It's frustrating as a hitter. You know, you have some pitches that you could handle and hit hard somewhere. Eventually, they're going to make a good one on you by missing those pitches.
Michael Saunders, 2-run homer right now, the difference. Swing and a miss. Ames is gone. That is the 6th strikeout already for Jimenez. We're in the 4th. Hey, what better way to commemorate Felix Hernandez's perfect game than with great merchandise from the Mariners team store? Stop by any of the 5 team store locations for a selection of gear for the whole family. It's going to celebrate the first perfect game in Mariners history by none other than the king himself, Felix Hernandez. Six strikeouts against 1 walk for Jimenez. Breaking ball to Evo for strike 1.
Miguel's going to see his share of those until he squares one up. Dennis was able to strike him out looking on a breaking ball his first time.
1-1. Kevin Millwood, by the way, first inning gives up a run on 2 hits, a leadoff homer to Kipnis. Since then, he's pitched no hit ball, retired the last 10 men that he's faced. Dropped down on it, popped it up. Kochman calling for it. 2 outs. That was a good pitch by Jimenez. Here comes Trayvon Robinson. Took it, called 3rd strike. I think he's going to be aggressive in this at bat.
Why not?
Texas has defeated Baltimore 5-1 final. Ryan Dempster gets the win. Ball 1. Pittsburgh Pirates in a slide here. They're 6.5 back behind Cincinnati starting tonight. They're losing 3-0 at San Diego. Draymond's got to get count 2-0.
Good swing. Well, you watch him hit. He has some bat speed to what he's doing. Quick hands.
Two outs, nobody on. 2-1 count. Through the hole, base hit. Trayvon Robinson, a sparkling, outstanding defensive play, now a base hit. It's 1 for 2. Let's check in with Angie Mente.
All right, guys, thanks. How many times do you see that? He makes a great play, and then he comes in and gets it knocked. Meantime, the Tampa Bay Rays left here and went home. Tonight, hosting the Kansas City Royals. In the 5th, Jeff Keppinger sends a blast to left field, his 6th of the year, and the Rays sting the Royals. Our Sterling Banks score 5-1 the final. Guys?
Angie, thank you very much. Here's a look at the wild card standings. Tampa Bay and Oakland tied with Baltimore. Good race. A lot of good baseball still to come. The Mariners play the Angels a bunch coming up here late. Ball 1 to Ryan. Ryan grounded out the 2nd. First time up.
Brendan showed bunt. I thought Donald would have moved up a little bit closer after seeing that, but he hasn't. He's stayed behind the bag over at 3rd.
So the Angels on that graphic. Mariners have 9 games left with them. 6 of them here. Ryan to right field, backing up Chu. No problem. That'll do it. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a man left. 4 complete. 2-1 Mariners.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Say goodbye to boring with the Pizzolo. 2 for $5 only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great. By Northern Quest Casino, Spokane's newest destination resort. And by the Puyallup Fair. Catch the Justin Boots playoffs of the Puyallup Pro Rodeo presented by O'Reilly September 7th to the 9th. Guys?
All right, love our time-lapse photography. Shelley Duncan steps in. Good look at Lake Union. Shelley Duncan, Casey Kotchman, Ezekiel Carrera against Kevin Millwood, who's retired in the last 10 men that he's faced.
Duncan with a fly out to left field his first time up. Struggled this year, hitting just .205, 11 home runs.
Whoa, man, whoa. That's a second direct shot that Ed Hickox has taken.
You know, Levo right away turned around. Yeah, he knew it. And take a look at this shot that he'll take. It looks like it's right in his face.
Ooh.
That's similar to the one we saw from Montero where it squared up in the forehead.
Whew. Yes, Mr. Tyson, I would not like another one. Good grief. I mean, that's just standing there. Kaboom. Gotta hang in there, Eddie.
Yeah.
Call your manufacturer and thank him immediately. Wow. Took a lot off of that and popped up. Duncan, Ryan going back to get a good pitch. He's changing speeds beautifully. That's 11 in a row retired by Millwood.
It's all set up by his ability to throw the fastball on the outside corner. Again, something that he struggled with the first couple of batters of the game, but once he settled in, he's really been pitching well.
At 75 miles an hour, I think that might be his slowest of the evening.
I believe that you are right. Slow curveball. He'll throw that a few more times. Not a real big pitch for him. He won't throw it often, but every now and then he'll drop it in there. Sometimes he'll throw it first pitch trying to steal a strike with it.
I hope Wally Bell, the crew chief, will be buying Ed Hickox dinner tonight or lunch tomorrow. Those two shots. Man. Casey Kotchman grounded out to short. Strike one.
Another good fastball on the outside corner.
One out, nobody on 0-1 to Kotchman. And the dirt. Roy Halladay won a ball game today. Boy, it's been an up and down injury prone year for the doctor. He went 7 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. Phillies beat the Reds 12-5 in Philly. Halladay goes to 7-7. That is a foul ball. Wally Bell, third base umpire, 2-2. Wally on the call. Millwood with Cleveland Indians a few years ago. Eric Wedge, Carl Wellish, Robbie Thompson. Running the program over there was an ERA champion. Casey Kotchman, former Angel and Mariner. Brave and Washington National. 2-2.
Yeah, it looked like the shot that Hickox, the home plate umpire, took was almost in the same spot that one Montero took earlier this year with the six.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that was square. Just outside, count runs full. Millwood has 1 walk. No strikeouts. He's retired 11 consecutive hitters.
He tried to throw a slider off the outside corner there. I think he'll probably go with this fastball running away from Kochman here at a 3-2 count.
Good call. And they go down to third base. Wale Bell said he did not go. So that ends the run of 11 consecutive hitters retired. 1 out, 1 on. Take a look at our Benner Bank building to the future. Some of the things that happened down in Tacoma yesterday. A 4-2 win. Danny Hultzen, 5 innings, no hit, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Goody started. Franklin Gutierrez as the DH2 for 4. Nick Franklin, a solo home run. He's got 6 at AAA. And Alex Letty, 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th.
Franklin's supposed to play 7 innings tonight out in center field.
Eric Wedge has been asked multiple times the last 3-4 days. Here we are on the 20th. There's a play by Millwood. Can he make it? No. Backed up by Ackley. Well done. Thames was coming on strong as well. That'll be a base hit.
We're talking about at the start of it. Carrera can really run, and Kevin just can't quite get the grip on it. You can see him fighting, trying to find it, and then he just flips it with nothing behind it. Carrera would have beat it out, I think, even if he had made an accurate throw. That gets by Smoke, but Ackley doing his job and backing up the play. Having a little bit of trouble there, first and second, with nobody out after the walk and then that bunt base hit.
Second walk and a third base hit for Cleveland. We're asking Eric Wedge about what's going to happen in September call-ups. He said he and Jackson Rensick, the GM, have talked about it. Got a plan to know who and why they want to bring him up. So, like everybody else, I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to make that, who's going to get the call once we get into September. Jason Donald looks at a strike.
It will be interesting. I think this year a little bit different, though, because most of the time in September you'll call up some of your younger players, and when you call them up, you bring them up and they play because you're going to sit some of the veterans. Not many veterans to sit on this club, so I don't think there's going to be a lot as far as that goes. It's just a guess on my part, but I assume there won't be a lot of guys that will be up here.
3-4 guys?
I would say probably the most 4.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
A good slider from Kevin. I just think if you're going to call them up, play them. And I think that the guys that are out in this field today, they all need to play.
Third youngest team in baseball, right? 0-2 to Donald. Left field, Thames had him played perfect. Eric gets it back in. 2 outs, top of the order, and Jason Kipnis.
Kipnis with a home run to lead the game off. 3-1 pitch, hit it off the foul pole down the right field line. It's the 1 run for the Indians.
Big game going on in the National League. Atlanta and Washington tied at 4-4, bottom 10. Washington a 5-game lead starting today on second place Atlanta in the National League East. Millwood looking for a third out here. I think the conductor's listening to the game and wanted to hear himself on the radio. Train whistle. Kipnis came in with a .254 batting average. Out. Kipnis getting off to the good start here in this ball game. He had been struggling mightily. 2 for 16 on the road trip, and he was 0 for 8 as the Tribe gets swept in Oakland. Two and one. Kipnis with the leadoff homer start the ball game. And Michael Saunders, 2 outs, 1 on in the third, hit a 2-run homer to straightaway center field. 2-2 is the count.
He was trying to pitch Kipnis away his first time up, wasn't able to do it, and he hit the home run. Then his last time, a fly ball out to left field. 70 pitches now for Kevin, 43 strikes. Of the 19 batters he has faced, 12 first pitch strikes tonight.
In one of those deuces wild situations here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. The pitch off speed, misses.
Let's go, Kevin!
Everybody will be running now. Kochman's at second. Carrera's at first. Third base coach Steve Smith. Pitch hit the other way. Robinson charges. Here's the throw home. It's cut off by Seager. Tied ball game at 2-2 as Kipnis has driven in his second run. Here's him, 62 runs batted in. You see Kochman scoring on the play.
I think Kevin missing with the curveball the pitch before is the difference in this at bat. He comes back, he throws a ball in the outside corner, it's up, but Kipnis ready to hit the fastball in a 3-2 count. And because the runners get to take off with the pitch, Trayvon Robinson didn't have a chance to throw him out on that base hit.
Brand new ball game at 2-2. Tough hitter in his Drupal Cabrera now with Kipnis at first and Carrera down at second. Swing and a miss.
With Carrera's speed out at second base, I'm not sure that Cabrera can hit the ball hard enough to give the outfielders a chance to throw him out. Kevin, if he wants to keep this game tight, he can't afford to give up a base hit here.
2 runs, 4 hits for the Tribe, same for the Mariners. Back up the middle, base hit. Carrera flying, no shot to get in. Cleveland leads 3-2. Kicking motor. So Cabrera picks up an RBI, his 52nd. All this damage coming with 2 outs. Carl Willis coming out for a quick chat.
Pitch away from Carrera, Cabrera hits it hard back up the middle. Dave mentioned these runs coming with 2 outs. The Mariners scoring their 2 runs with 2 outs. Take a look at Carrera's takeoff. As soon as it's hit, he's off to the races. No chance for Saunders to throw him out. He was able to get a board on a bunt base hit. Indians now 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
Millwood started the inning getting Duncan to pop up. That was the 11th consecutive hitter retired. Since then, a walk, a bunt, a fly out, RBI single, RBI single. And you get another good hitter here in Shin-Soo Choo.
Kevin's been able to get him to ground out a couple of times, but it looks like in this inning he's starting to elevate some pitches. A couple of the fastballs that they've been able to get hits on are pitches that, although they're on the corner, they've been up in the zone.
25th pitch of the inning coming up. Dug out by Olivo. One. Way inside.
He's trying to pitch these guys away. If you want to get them off the outside corner, move their feet. And that's what Kevin does. See the stride of Chu. His front foot, his toe, just inches away from the plate, trying to get out there to hit a fastball away.
2-1. Runner goes. Great jump. Double steal. Ball hit. Fielded by Smoke. Feeds to Milroy for the out. So a couple of runs for Cleveland on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. Tribe now leads at 3-2.
Welcome back to Safeco Field. Michael Saunders hit his 12th home run of the season. That gave the Mariners a 2-1 lead. But right now, Cleveland leads it by 1, 3-2. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. Meantime, the O's headed to the Lone Star State to take on the AL West leading Texas Rangers. And in the 5th inning, Nelson Cruz absolutely drills this ball. A double into the gap in left field. That places Josh Hamilton. Cruz with his 74th RBI of the season. Texas gets the win in Game 1 of that series. Final 5-1. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. Back and forth we go here at Safeco Field. Bottom of the 5th, the 3-2 Indians lead. Couple of runs. RBIs by Kipnis and Cabrera to put Cleveland back on top. Top of the order, Dustin Ackley against Baldo Jimenez.
Dustin with a base hit his last time up. Almost took the glove off of Jimenez. It was an infield hit, but solid line drive off the bat from Dustin, extending his hitting streak to 6 games.
Between innings, Rob Nodine, assistant head athletic trainer for the Mariners, came out and had a confab with all the umpires. They're checking on home plate umpire Ed Hickox. Taking a couple of shots off his helmet. Good news is conference broke up. There's Rob on the left with Chris Chambliss. But he was laughing and smiling as they checked on Ed. And he's raring to go. Glad to see that. 2-2.
Toward the end of it, it looked more what you were talking about, Dave, and I was talking to Wally about who's picking up the tab for dinner.
Bet on it. Ackley, Saunders, and Seager. Mariners 2 runs coming on a 2-out, 2-run homer, 3rd inning by Michael Saunders. Two here to Ackley. Chopped right to the first baseman, Katzman, and we know Casey's a good fielding first baseman. 1 out.
Bring up the hitting star of the game, Michael Saunders, 2 for 2. Had a base hit in the first, and then a 2-run home run in the third. Take a look at this home run. His 12th home run of the season. Michael gets ahead in the count, 3-1, turns it loose. Hits it out to center field as Brantley watches it fly over the fence. 2-run homer for Michael.
Saunders only had 12 home runs in his career before this season as he takes a big hack at breaking ball. He had 12 home runs. He has 12 home runs this season after having 7 homers in 2011. He's already matched his career total. Two for 2 night for him.
Starting to heat up again. His batting average had dropped quite a bit over a 2-week stretch where he was really struggling, but starting to head in the right direction now.
He was a leading hitter for the ball club for a few days. He was up around 276, 277.
Had a good conversation with Eric Wedge about him today, and he was saying the same thing. And through his struggles, he wasn't concerned about him. And one of the things that he said, which I think any player would like to hear.
Strike 3 called. He didn't like to hear strike 3 called, but to your point.
No, what he was saying about Michael is he just liked his approach. And I said, yeah, it looks like he's hitting the ball up the middle the other way. He goes, well, yeah, he is, but his approach, but I mean, it's his professionalism, the way he shows up every day at the same time, putting his work in. He's a good example for all the other young guys on the way to go about your business. And through his struggles, he said you didn't see him pout about it, cry about it. There was none of that going on. He just kept grinding it out, and he thought that was great.
Here's Seager. Slow roller smothered by Donald. Got him. Heck of a play. Shoot it off the end of the bat. Mendez throws a 1-2, 3-5. Indians lead 3-2. A look at our Land Rover defensive play of the game. Take you back to the 2 outs, 4th inning. Trayvon Robinson with Michael Brantley at the dish. Here's a slicing drive. This is a great look at it. Look at the hustle. Look at the effort and desire. Slings into the sidewall. Make the catch. And that was the 3rd out of the inning. And that gave Millwood 10 consecutive batters retired at the time. And everybody appreciated that effort.
I didn't notice it at the time, but he went in there with some momentum,
yes,
didn't he?
He did.
Shot to the ribs.
So Millwood can post a 0 here as Carlos Santana going to lead it off. Santana, Michael Brantley, and Shelley Duncan 4, 5, and 6 for the Indians. Indians have lost 5 consecutive. Have won 5 consecutive. Bouncing ball. Ackley takes charge and flips out Santana for out number 1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Youngster at the game did a thing for local TV here. It was a young baby, 13 months old, parents from Chicago. The 13-month-old was here for the Umber Perfecto. The 13-month-old was here for the Felix Perfecto. How about that? I don't want to make you feel better or anything, Mike, but I mean.
Thanks.
That's a heck of a story. It came up Chris Egan's crew. I think it was Chris Egan's crew. When did you go to your first game? I said it wasn't at 13 months. Not that I can remember my parents telling me.
Well, I'm sure that mine wasn't.
First memory going to a ball game, I was 5.
I think that was 12.
Foul ball.
A couple of slow curve balls in this at bat. That one 70 miles an hour. So we set a new record for the game on the curveball tonight. 70. I think the previous low was 75.
Talking about going to games as a kid. It's a bad Philly teams, 1958. Seeing some good players come in and just maul the remnants of the Whiz kids from the 50 club. They hadn't traded everybody by 50. Well, they traded some, but a lot of guys were lingering. They got all together. Never a good thing.
No, it's not.
Curtis Wilson sticking it to me. Weren't they all bad teams till 1980? No, they weren't. There was a lot of them, though.
Well, mine was just going over to the Kingdom and watching the Mariners. And they had their struggles at that time. But you know what? At 12 years old, I didn't care.
And it was baseball,
It was
man.
baseball. I didn't care. I had my favorite players, and it didn't matter.
Your favorite, your favorite visiting, like if you had a chance, I want to go see that guy on the other team. I mean, yeah, you're a Mariner fan, but who was your guy? Was there anybody particular during those times?
I can remember, well, the guys that stood out for me that I can remember is Kirk Gibson, Ricky Henderson.
About that, you get to play with Ricky. How cool is that?
Very. Yeah, it was very cool. One of the all-time great teammates that I had. I really enjoyed my time with Ricky.
George Sparky Anderson was the second baseman on that 58 Phillies club. Much better manager than he was a second baseman. And he was known as George Anderson at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By that time.
Second baseman, it seems like Sparky would have fit perfect. You know?
Yeah. And 2 here to Brantley. Walk. Well, we've done it on multiple occasions. You'll hear highly competitive young men get angry with themselves, and Kevin Millwood just expressed it. And we apologize for that. I'd mentioned that to him the last time he did it. He says, you know what? It won't be the last time I do it either. And he wasn't kidding. Just wanted to get that apology in per FCC regulations.
Let's go. Good time.
Shelley Duncan.
Next pitch will be 90 for Kevin. What was pitch count? Climbing on him as he works here in the 6th.
Walked 3. Giving up 3 runs on 5 hits. Not recorded a shutout. Boy, he's had a little good, bad, and ugly in this game, huh? 11 in a row, retired at one point after struggling in the first inning. Mariners 5-1 on this homestand. They've won 12 of the last 13 at home. Two and one. Mariners coming off a 15-11 July, month of July. That's a record, one of the best July records in recent memory, and they're 9-7 here in August. Add to that. 2-1. Great job on the outside corner. 2-2.
He's made a couple of really good pitches to Duncan. Duncan not happy about it. Gets a first pitch strike on the inside corner, and the last pitch right on the outside corner. You can see 7 ground outs, 9 flyouts. He has to record a strikeout in the game. I think right now he'd like to see another ground ball, get a double play, and get off the field, save his pitch count a little bit. Casey Kochman waiting on deck.
Two and two to Duncan. High fly ball left field. Robinson's got some room. Out number 2. Wednesday afternoon. Forget the brown bag lunch. Head over here to Safeco Field with a hot dog and mustard in mind. Mariners take on the Indians. Final time of the season. U.S. Bank Mariners matinee. Special start time 12:40. Get your tickets. 9-inning long lunch. Get it right here. Mariners.com. Yes, there are great eats all over the ballpark. There's Casey Kochman, a ground out and a walk tonight. Run scored. He was back in the 5th. Kipnis and Cabrera drove in runs in the 5th. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. This will do it right here. Robinson will get another one. He's had a lot of action tonight. Trayvon puts this one away, and Millwood gets out of it, stranding a runner here in the 6th. 3-2 Indians.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Road Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo with Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. By Widmer Brothers Brewing, craft brewing in Portland, Oregon since 1984. And by Ford, we are local. Absolutely beautiful, guys.
Indeed, Angie, no question about it. John Jaso leading off for the Mariners here in the bottom of the sixth. Jaso, Smoke, and Thames, 3-2 Cleveland. 2 runs in the Tribe fifth, giving Cleveland the lead again. Kipnis off the fair pole, starting the ball game with a home run. 2-run homer by Saunders put the Mariners on top, bottom 3. Top 5, Cleveland regained the lead.
We're talking about it with Jimenez and how wild he can get at times. 80 walks on the season. There's 1 walk, 1 hit batter tonight. 82 pitches, 48 strikes, 34 balls for Jimenez.
That is a foul ball.
I think Jaso maybe thought that was over the bag, or at least wishful thinking. Not where it lands, it's whether it goes over the bag or not, and that is close. First base umpire Chris Conroy called it foul right away. See Kochman diving.
1-2 the count to Jaso. Joe Smith, Tony Sipp.
Wouldn't be a Cleveland series if we didn't see those 2 guys, would it?
Correct. Jaso, big swing and a miss. He's gone. Strikeout number 8 for Jimenez.
I'll bring up Justin Smoke. Justin having a tough night. A couple of good days. 2 for 3. Double, and then went 1 for 3 yesterday. So far 2 strikeouts today, 0 for 2.
Off the plate. Ball 1. White Sox defeated the Yankees final 9-6. Texas 5-1 over Baltimore. A's losing at home 6-2 to Minnesota. Angels with the night off.
Left-hander Charlie Furbush getting loose in the Mariner pen. There's Charlie, recently recalled from Tacoma. He's out on a rehab stint. Been a big part of what's been a really good bullpen for the Mariners this year.
1-2 pitch fouled off. Up high, 2-2.
Next pitch will be 90 for Jimenez. He's in the same neighborhood that Kevin Millwood is, as far as the pitch count goes.
Shift on for Smoke. 2-2. Stuff. Ooh, man, Ed Hickok bought another one. Jeez. 2 on the arm, 1 and what, 2 in the forehead? Or 1? Just the one big one.
1 on the forehead, 2 on the arm.
Man.
But they've all been solid shots. Looks like he's had just about enough of it.
Telling you, get the balloon.
Take a look at this last one. Hit him on the hand, it looked like that time.
Occupational hazard, to say the least.
8 strikeouts for Jimenez. Season high is 10 on August 9th against the Boston Red Sox.
Payoff here to Smoke. Popped it up. Cabrera. Make that Donald with the catch. 2 outs, 6 in a row retired by Jimenez now. Bring up Eric Thames, who's popped this short and struck out. A lot of action out in the pen as per usual. It's one of the hottest spots here in the ballpark. Big hack by Thames. Atlanta and Washington tied at 4-4 in the 12th inning now in D.C. Miami 12-3 at Arizona on top in the 9th. 1-1. To the gap and deep. Got some carry. Get up. Gone. Home run. Eric Thames. 3-3 ball game. We start anew for Thames. His 5th home run. RBI number 18. And for Eric, that's his 2nd Mariner home run.
Well, hate to see Steve Delavar go, but I think this is going to be a good trade for the Mariners because he has this kind of power, hits it out to right center field, and it didn't just crawl over the fence. You take a look at our McDonald's Supermo and the swing by Thames. He catches that one on the barrel out in front of the plate. Ball went probably 12 rows deep, one of the deeper parts of the ballpark.
425 feet, full extension.
Look at where this one lands.
That time Santana got one, and I think maybe Hickok got a piece of that one too.
Take another look at it.
Like the guys in the dugout, they knew immediately.
Far up in the seats that one went. Strong.
Yes, indeed.
Strong man.
425 feet. Olivo's got a 1-1 count. Jump foul. Gill 0 for 2 tonight. There you go, base hit for Miguel Olivo. Hung in there, was bailing out on that swing, but got the barrel to the ball, and he's aboard with 2 outs and a run in. Hey, catch Major League Soccer, a doubleheader coming up this Saturday, beginning with the Portland Timbers playing host to the Vancouver Whitecaps, followed by Freddie Montero and the Seattle Sounders in action against Chivas USA. It all gets started at 7:30 this Saturday here on Root Sports. Long, slow walk for third-year manager Manny Acta. And that's probably going to do it for Jimenez. Hands the ball over to Manny, and that'll do it. So the Mariners have come back to tied at 3-3 and threaten to do more here in the 6th with 2 outs and Olivo at first. And Joe Smith's going to take over.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Thank you, Safe Go Field. We encourage you to join us tomorrow. Felix Hernandez's first start since the perfecto on Wednesday, going against the former Fausto Carmona. Now back to his real name at Roberto Hernandez. Trayvon Robinson, first pitch swinging to the gap in left center field, but Carrera has it and puts it away. Joe Smith, one pitch, one out. Good news, though. Mariners tie it. A run on 2 hits. Thames, his home run, has us deadlocked again at 3-3. Millwood off the hook, got a brand new ball game at 3-3 as we go to the 7th.
Kevin Millwood tonight, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 3 walks, no strikeouts for Kevin. 94 pitches for Kevin Millwood tonight. Overall pitched pretty well. Leadoff home run hurt him. And a couple of runs came later with 2 outs, 3 base hits. And Kevin, he mentioned, is off the hook tonight. So we'll shift it over to our Nissan shift to the bullpen, and it'll be Charlie Furbush tonight, a 2.13 ERA, 47 strikeouts, 211 walks for Charlie. That's a great number for him. Be a good fastball, 93, 94 miles an hour with a slider. And Charlie had to go on the DL, had a tricep problem, and has recently been called back up after his rehab stint.
Truly one of the great surprises and uplifting stories in this Mariner ball club this year.
He's been one of the big strengths of this club.
Yes, indeed.
I think you look forward to next year and where the bullpen is at right now. Eric Wedge, I'm sure, feels that he could shorten up some games next year if these guys can get some runs early because of the work the bullpen has done.
Ezekiel Carrera, Charlie's first hitter. One. Carrera tonight, a ground out to second and singled on a beautiful bunt down the first base line. Pulls it, Smoke stays with it. Wow.
Justin did a good job of smothering that ground ball. He had a little bit of an in-between hop. Had to play up in front of the bag because of the speed of Carrera. He's already bunted for a base hit. Kind of an awkward hop for him, but he smothers it. He's done a good job defensively for the Mariners this year, as pretty much everybody else has.
Jason Donald, fly to center, fly to right. trying to end a 5-game losing streak. Mariners trying to continue on. They've won 5 in a row. Cleveland's had the Mariners number this year, beaten 4 out of 5. 2 out of 3 here, and beat them twice in Cleveland. Two-note. Donald had a good road trip, 6 for 13 entering this year. Back and forth between Cleveland and their AAA affiliate in Columbus. Strike 2-1. Hit for the cycle back in June 19th for Columbus in Charlotte. 277 hitter there at Columbus. 9th game since being recalled. Counting tonight, he's 9 for 30.
Good slider from Charlie. Just tied him up with that pitch. You can see it was in off the plate. Donald swung over the top of it, looking for that fastball again. This is one of the things we heard about Charlie when he first came over in the trade with the Tigers, sending Doug Fister their way, and Charlie coming over with Casper Wells, some minor leaguers, but his slider being such an effective pitch for him. But it seemed like when he was in the starting rotation, he didn't throw it as much.
I agree. Yes, not at all. And as a reliever, he's been devastating.
Yes.
With it. Doug Fister got hammered a bunch of times last night. Detroit lost.
I saw that.
Came right out, said I didn't have it, didn't execute. Lost 7-5 at home to Baltimore last evening. Doug's now 7-8. Reload. Miami beats Arizona 12-3. Miami had 20 hits at Arizona. Milwaukee 9-5 over the Cubs. Tampa Bay beats KC 5-1. Colorado 3-1 over the Mets. Here's a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Donald. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Celebrate pitching perfection. Get out here tomorrow evening, everybody. Mariners are going to expand the Kings Court, turn Safeco Field into the Supreme Court as Felix Hernandez takes the mound against the Indians. First 34,000 fans are going to get a yellow King of Perfection t-shirt and a commemorative K-card with special prices as low as $10 on the view level and $30 on the main level. So do not miss it. Cheer on King Felix. First start since getting the perfect game. Go to Mariners.com for your tickets. Top of the order in Kipnis. Had a good night. Home run, fly to left, and an RBI single.
Kevin Millwood tried to pitch him away. You would think that would set up perfectly for Charlie's slider to keep it away from him.
There it is. One and two to Kipnis. Strike 3, got him. Nice pitching by Charlie Furbush. 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. Tied ball game at 3-3. brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass, always in moderation. To life, love, and loot. Pleasant night here in it's a Rally Fry Signs. Pleasant night here at Safeco Field, a 3-3 ball game. First the 3 with the Tribe. A little bit of Mariner pop here tonight. You've got a Michael Saunders 2-run homer in the third, gave him the lead. Cleveland rallied to take the lead in the fifth. Kipnis and Cabrera with base hits, and then Eric Thames unloads 425 feet. Deep right center field, about 12 rows up. And that tied the ball game. That was in the sixth inning. Here's Ryan to lead it off against Joe Smith. Came in through one pitch. Get the final out of the sixth inning.
Talking to manager Eric Wedge today, saying that he'd like to see these guys as they move forward play better baseball in the first game of a series. Well, after the sweep, they have a chance now. You would think the advantage should go to them with their bullpen. They can find out a way to scratch out a run here. Three more turns with the sticks here for the Mariners.
Inside for Joe Smith.
Find a way to win these games, something that was a struggle for them in the first half of the year, but it's one of the things that you have to turn the corner on, and they've been better about it since the All-Star break. The record shows that.
18 and 20 in one-run games. Lions get a 3-1 count. This is a different Cleveland team that we saw in the middle. Tony Smith, Sip rather, warming up. And Ryan, leadoff walk. Going to start you're looking for.
They'll bring out Manny Acta, going to go as left-hander. Mariners have 4 left-handers in a row coming up.
But no Travis Hafner, Grady Sizemore down. Let's see, they got rid of Johnny Damon. And that's a big change from early on in April when we saw him. Tony Sipp is going to take over. Really a tough left-hander. Going to be interesting against Ackley, Saunders, and Seager coming up.
Enjoy the spotlight. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning of a tie ball game. The Mariners have the go-ahead run on first. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. We're about 2 hours and 20 minutes into this game in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is an unbelievable clip compared to the Yankees and the White Sox game tonight. A total of 3 hours and 44 minutes to complete this one. It was 9 innings. In the second, Curtis Granderson puts one into right field. The RBI single scores Nick Swisher. Robinson Cano, though, meet by Alex Rios. The White Sox score 4 unanswered runs, though, and beat the Bombers 9-6 in our Sterling Bank score from around the league. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. That's a good Chicago club, and the Mariners, that's been a house of horrors out there. U.S. Cellular Field, the Mariners out there for a weekend series coming up. After we leave town on Thursday, Chicago up by 2 on Detroit. Cleveland well off the pace. Tony Sipp. You see him almost every game against Cleveland in the last, what, 4, 5, 6 years?
I think that's, yeah, 4 years for sure.
Good pitch.
Yeah.
It's certainly against the Mariners,
yeah. He has. It looked like when he threw over to first right there, actually looked like he was going to bunt. See if he ends up trying to sacrifice Ryan into second base.
It's the bunt down. It's a good one. Kotzman throws to the second baseman covering Kipnis. Sacrifice executed by Ackley. Sacrifice 3-4.
Good bunt from Dustin. Squares around early. It is a sacrifice. He's giving himself up. Bunts it fair down the first base line. Good speed from Brendan Ryan. No problem for him to get down to second.
First sacrifice this season, and the first of his career for Dustin Ackley.
I don't think he had a sacrifice bunt in the minor leagues at all.
3 at Tacoma in 11 last year. 3 before he came up. He came up, what, May, June last year.
Well, it wasn't many. They had him on the fast track, and he was hacking away. Bring up Michael Saunders. Michael 2 for 3 with a home run tonight.
He had a 3-1 count against starter Ubaldo Jimenez. He lays down a bunt for foul.
.469 ERA for Tony Sipp. 44 strikeouts, 16 walks. He's given up 6 home runs this year. Opponents average .225.
Tony just turned 29 in July. He's out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. 6 foot 190. Been with the Tribe since 09. 45th round pick. 2004 first year draft. He was the 1337th pick overall. Here he is in the bigs.
He's ahead of Michael right away. 0-2 to Saunders.
That says a lot about him, right? Pick number 1,337 here.
Says a lot about the scout that signed him, I'll tell you that.
Tell you what, you're exactly right, because that's a case of persistence, and he sold it to his guys,
that's
to
right.
his superiors up the chain. This kid can pitch, and here he is.
And I guarantee you his signing bonus was a plane ticket to wherever he was headed in a rookie ball. That was it. So good for him for getting here.
Yeah. Oh, 0-2 to Saunders. High pop. Kotzman, no play. Ismail Rogers. Rogers coming over from Colorado on June 13th, a cash deal. And he acted. 3 years in Washington. Now in his 3rd year with the Tribe. A ball, 2 strikes on Saunders. Good 2. 2 for 3 night from Michael. Single to center, 2-run homer, and a strikeout look. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 3 runs, 5 hits for Cleveland.
Cleveland outfield playing Michael straight away.
Runner at second, takes his lead, 1 out. Breaking ball, hit deep to right. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Michael Saunders. Oh, baby! Mariners back on top as Sundo hits his 2nd homer tonight. 3rd in 2 games. 5-3 Mariners.
Well, For Michael, he's driven in 4 runs tonight with a couple of 2-run homers. He was patient in the at-bat, battled his way back, gets a breaking ball that's spinning in the middle of the plate, just a hanger. Squared it up and headed into the seats. 13th home run of the season, but that was a mistake by Sip. He threw it right in the middle of the plate and made him pay for it. So many times, Dave, you hear it, but you stay in the middle of the field with your approach, and them hanging breaking balls like that, those are the ones that you'll end up pulling, but you'll be on them as opposed to pulling off them when Michael was struggling over that 2-week period. But he is right back where he was at earlier this year when he was hot. He's done some damage tonight.
Yes, he has. 2-2 counting it at 388 feet. His third career 2-home run game. Boy, that's impressive. Good for him. A 5-3 lead here in the 7th. 1 out. Seager, a strikeout, hit by a pitch and a stolen base. And grounded out the third. Nice play in the 3rd inning by Jason Donald. Took a base hit away from him. With 3 home runs tonight, that gives them 106 on the season. They started the night 13th in home runs in the American League. Foul ball. Got the last 4 games from Mr. Saunders.
Impressive. 500 average, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 7 runs scored. So coming out of that slump, he's coming out of it with a vengeance.
Have a night, big fella. 1-2. Seager. Saunders coming into tonight, Mike, was 5 for 20 on the homestand. But in the previous 3 games, though, he was 5 for 12. So that's a good work.
Yeah, it's signs of him coming out of it. I know he's been working hard at it. Back to the approach that he had a lot of success with earlier. Again, talking to Eric Wedge about him before the game, he said that he hasn't been concerned about him at all. It's been more about his approach and his professionalism, the way he's gone about it. You know, the thing with Michael, the advantage he has on the rest of the younger guys is he's had his struggles here already. He knows what that's all about and what it's like. And worked hard over the winter. The approach that he's had this year was obvious when we showed up in spring training. Starting to put together a nice season for himself.
Seager fouls another one off.
The other thing too is because you just never know. But I was asking him, I said, well, you know, with Franklin, because of the injuries that he's had, he's kind of an unknown. How do you feel about center field? And he goes, I'm perfectly fine with Michael Saunders playing center field until Franklin gets back, whenever that's going to be. I think that said a lot about the job he's done out there this year.
I believe Goody's got 1 more year left in his deal.
He does.
Seager steps out. Ryan got it started walking on a 3-1 pitch. Ackley sacrificed them over. 2-2 pitch to Saunders. He homered.
One thing about it too is that Franklin can come back healthy next year. Play center field, you get a Gold Glove center fielder in him, and probably one of the best left fielders with Saunders moving from center to left.
And Thames does a nice job in right field.
Yeah. Hopefully Franklin can get healthy. It just gives him a deeper ball club with him playing.
Remember when Morales hit him in the back of the year with Boston in town? Franklin swinging the bat really well.
Kyle Seager's putting up a fight. He and Tony Sipp are going at it. This next pitch, so it'll be number 10. Yeah, it'll be 10 for Kyle. Sipp has been ahead of him the entire at bat. Still a 1-2 count with the 10th pitch coming up. Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen, so it looks like Charlie Furbish will come back out and pitch in the 8th inning.
1-2 to Seager again inside.
like that.
Pulls it. Cashman eats it up. Eats the sip. Second out of the inning. Brings up John Jaso. Mariners, moms and dads, when you take the family to Safeco Field, make sure you stop by the Seattle Children's Playfield in center field. There, your little leaguers will be able to run and play while the big leaguers take the field. So get your tickets to a great family outing at the ballpark. It includes a visit to the Seattle Children's Playfield. Go to Mariners.com. Go back looking at the scorebook. Gutierrez, when he got hurt, that was back on June 28th. He got his batting average. He was up around 280 before he went into a little bit of a slump. But all in all, considering what he had gone through, he was swinging the bat pretty well.
Yeah.
John Jason.
Weird thing about it, too, is what you were mentioning. He gets hit in the ear on a pickoff move, of all things, with the stuff that he's been dealing with. Can't catch a break.
And I'll never forget talking to him. He said it was the first time probably in his life he never put the hand up to shield it, and that was the time he got drilled. Jaso, slicing drive, left field. Nice catch there by Carrera. That'll do it, but for the second time tonight, a Mariner offensive outburst is highlighted by a two-run shot by Michael Saunders as he jumps all over a 2-2 pitch from Tony Sipp, and the Mariners have a 5-3 lead.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Bank, life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. Visit our new website at bankwithsterling.com. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. What a great view of Seattle's skyline, guys.
The Emerald City, indeed. 5-3. Thank you, Angie. 5-3. Mariners turn it over to the bullpen. Let's see the boys work. You had Charlie Furbush throw a 1-2-3 seventh. He continues here in the eighth. Good times being had by all out at the pen.
Stephen Pryor now starts to throw in the Mariners' pen. You have Cabrera, who's a switch hitter, the left-hand hitting Chu, and then the switch hitting Santana with a lefty Brantley after that. There's Stephen.
1-0 pitch to Cabrera. Now the play. Just joining us, you have missed some Mariner fireworks. Two-run homer by Saunders in the third. A solo shot by Thames in the sixth, and a two-run shot by Saunders in the seventh. Cabrera tonight's had a good night. Giving it a run, 2 for 3. Oh, what a save. Can he throw him out? Yes, sir. Big time play. Kyle Singer on a hot smash off the bat of Asdrubal Cabrera. Here's our Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you.
This is really good. Kyle played an excellent third base. This ball is hit about as hard as you can. You can see him reach back just to knock it down. Ball stays next to him, gets up, strong throw across the diamond, but quick reactions by Kyle. You can see him flash that glove behind him to keep this ball on the infield and keep the leadoff hitter off the base.
Well, that's an energizer.
That's as good as it gets. You can see how hard it was hit, too. It looked like Kyle's thumb had come out of his glove.
Cabrera's a good hitter. Man, loaded. Good work. Here's Chu. Fastball, 1-1. Chu bounced into a double play, grounded out to Ackley, grounded out to Smoke. Washington outlasts Atlanta in 13, 5-4 Washington. Throwing error by Dan Uggla. Wow, the winning run to score in Washington, D.C. Nationals now by 6 over second place Atlanta. 2-1 to Chu. Breaking ball hung up in the air. Up in his eyes, I should say. And Trayvon Robinson will put it away. That's his 8th putout out there. Good night for Trayvon Robinson. Quick 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Big Sky Football kicks off this fall on Root Sports. Being presented by your local Ford stores. The action gets started Saturday, September 22nd. Northern Arizona takes on the Montana Grizzlies. Your new home for Big Sky Football, Root Sports. There's Carlos Santana. All one.
We were talking about it before when Charlie was called up, but he's also a luxury that Eric has in that he can leave him in there for more than just 1 or 2 left-handers. And he's done a good job of that. So Charlie going to end up putting in 2 innings of work, it looks like. See the angle in which he pitches from. You can see why he's tough on left-handers, but right-handers have a difficult time with him too.
Held on by Olivo. 8 putouts by Trayvon Robinson, tying a club record held by Vladimir Valentin and others. Charlie Furbush in good shape here. He's 1-2 to Santana. 2 outs, nobody on. Mariners by 2, 5-3. Some serious bite. 2-2. San Diego continues to lead Pittsburgh 3-1. Top of the 8th in San Diego. Giants lead at the Dodgers 2-0. Top of the 9th. Hey, you got a chance to see the early part of the ball game.
Told Dad, wake me up when it's the 9th.
Time called. Sager's still shaking dirt out from his belt from after that fabulous play to start this inning. 2-2. Five runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 3-5-0 for Cleveland. Furbush, a 3-2 pitch coming here to Carlos Santana. Drive into the gap, right center field. One hop, two hops at the base of the fence, and Santana will chug into second with a double, his 22nd.
Charlie tried to get in with a couple of sliders that Santana was able to lay off of, and eventually gets the fastball up out over the plate. Hit it hard into the gap. Going to bring up Michael Brantley. Brantley, the left-hander, this will be the last hitter for Charlie.
We're excited about tomorrow's matchup. Roberto Hernandez against the King. Felix Hernandez, his first start since the perfecto last Wednesday against Tampa Bay. Don't forget, you can get tickets for as little as $10. First 34,000 fans are going to get a special edition T-shirt, K card. Great picture on the flip side. Come on out, get here early. Michael Brantley, 0 for 2 with a walk. Saunders, no, make that Robinson coming on. Good closing speed. That is his 9th putout. That's a record for a Mariner outfielder in left field. Nicely done by Charlie Furbush. 5-3 Mariners. Coors Light freeze can. How about a little Mariner power on exhibition here tonight? 3 home runs, 2 two-run shots by Michael Saunders, a solo blast by Eric Thames. Mariners lead at 5-3. Going to get smoked. Thames and Olivo 5, 6, and 7 here in the 8th inning against Tony Sipp. Did Hickok get hit again?
He did.
Oh, brother.
At some point, Santana has to help him out and stay in front of a few of those in the dirt. He keeps stepping in, and it ends up getting Hickok's the home plate umpire.
You're supposed to catch him, not olay him.
He's knocked him down.
That's tough.
You're gonna need a lot of ice tonight.
Yeah, in his container and on his body. Man, outside.
At the start of the game, we were talking about the Mariners winning ways, and one of the things that was the difference for them, and it's just the offense. And you were mentioning the power. 3 home runs tonight. We've seen some good pitching again and great defense, which is something they've done all year.
Popped up. Coxman's got it. Back to our AT&T fan pulse. And the question was regarding Mr. Hernandez. Here we go. How many hits will Felix allow tomorrow night? A lot of people going with their heart at 42%.
I'm on board with that.
And I went with 3 or more, although, believe me, a lot of my heart is with you guys. Please be right. Here's Thames. He hits a hard one again to the gap. Eric Thames, everybody. Is he going to go for 3?
Yep.
He is. He's in full gear. I like his chances. He's in with a triple. Eric Thames. He's having a night, too. Thames' first triple as a Mariner.
A lot of upside to this young man, getting in from Toronto in a trade before the deadline. And we're seeing a glimpse of why, the power that he's shown. And here we see a line drive, and he shows you the speed with this triple. See the ball bouncing around out there. The minute he saw it, did come off the wall real hard. He puts it in high gear, and he goes for third. Right about there, he decided, I'm going for it. And that's a big one to get down to third base with 1 out. That'll give Olivo a chance to drive in a run with just 1 out.
Boy, a lot of good offense tonight by the Mariners. They're looking to improve to a 6th consecutive win. They've got a 5-3 lead, looking for more here in the 8th. (5-3) Mariners, 8th inning with a man at third. Eric Thames with 1 out. Coming up soon to Root Sports, it's the high school football game of the week. It features top matchups from around the state of Washington. Don't miss your favorite local teams in action starting Thursday, August 30th, right here on Root Sports. That's a mere 10 days from now. So a 5-3 Mariner lead. New pitcher Cody Allen. Eric Thames at third with the 1 out triple.
Miguel Olivo coming in. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Drawn in infield. Breaking ball for strike 1.
Allen, good fastball. And you see the good curveball from him. 13 innings pitched, has not given up an earned run. 9 strikeouts, 9 walks. He can get wild. Bonus average just 146.
0-2.
Called timeout. There's a ball on the field out in left center. I guess would be Tom Wilhelmsen is up. Probably bounced a curveball.
Mm-hmm. Two to Olivo. Outside. Eric Thames His game yesterday and today's 5 for 8, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer.
That'll work.
Yes, it will. Leva pulled badly. Out number 2.
We'll see if Trayvon Robinson pick him up. Trayvon's 1 for 3 tonight.
He's done his job in left field. 9 putouts, a team record for a left fielder. And 1 catch in particular should get him some good face time on multiple replay shows, Root Sports among others. Slamming into the sidewall, foul territory in left field.
All curveballs so far from Allen. Hasn't thrown a fastball yet.
Orno to Trayvon. A little late.
That was a good fastball at 96 miles an hour.
One and one the count. This for ball 2. Allen's made a quick run through the minor leagues as in 23rd round, 698th overall. Last year's draft out of High Point University in North Carolina. 2-1. Got his attention. 3-1. Allen making his big league debut July 20th against the Orioles. 11 scoreless outings so far. See if Trayvon can change that right now. 3-1. That's out of play. Two outs, runner at third, full count here to Robinson.
He's had a couple of fastballs to hit up middle of the plate, hasn't been able to catch up to it. Fastball from Allen at 96 miles an hour.
3-2. Bouncing ball to the second baseman, Kipnis. That'll do it, but Thames, boy, he continues some hot hitting. 5 for his last 8, 2 ribbies, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. It is last call. Here comes the bartender, Tom Wilhelmsen, 5-3 Mariners. good chance we're going to remember this homestand for a long time. The big highlight, of course, the perfecto by Felix Hernandez. But how about this last 2 games by that man right there, Eric Thames? 5 for his last 8, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, a homer, and a triple. The Mariners have a 5-3 lead. The bartender's on. Last call, first pitch, strike 1.
Nice
Shelley Duncan leads off.
Nice, easy 98 miles an hour to get himself started.
More to words of some friends back home. Have some.
Here's what a curveball looks like.
Avon Robinson set a team record 9 putouts tonight. Saw a gorgeous play at third by Kyle Seegers. You look at the profile for Big Tom.
68 strikeouts to 17 walks. 17 saves on the year for Tom.
And 2.
99.
And the possibilities, you start looking at this ball club and these guys are growing right in front of your eyes. We saw Caps the other day.
Right.
I figured he gets a couple things figured out. Prior, this guy, you got Charlie Furbush, who's pretty much there now.
Lucas Litke, what a job he's done.
My goodness. 1-2. Trayvon's going to get put out number 10 here. How about this? The outfield record for the ball club, he knows it. This is 11 by Mr. Griffey. Did it once in 1996. Well, Junior probably, if he gets a record, Junior undoubtedly call him tonight or tomorrow.
A couple outs to go. He has a chance to tie it. A couple of left-handers with a good fastball. One of them will hit it the other way.
Yeah, something else. It goes and it hiccups.
Casey Kochman trying to cheat on a first pitch fastball. He throws him a curve at 79. Pitch that bounced in front of the plate. Just a tough at bat for anybody.
Oh boy. Isn't that something? I mean, you got no chance.
Well, he's throwing 98, 99 with the best curveball in the American League. Hope you guess right and they're able to put it in play somewhere.
Well, Helmson's got Kochman 0-2. Puts it in play. Ackley can't get it. Had just enough topspin to get into center field for a base hit. Kochman's first hit tonight.
Big bounder back up the middle. Finds a hole. Be careful of the bunt here with Carrera at the plate. We've already seen him bunt for a base hit. He can fly.
Jones bunt. Seager charges in. Ball 1.
On the bench for the Indians hitting left-handed, you have Jack Hanahan. That's it.
1-0 to Carrera. Represents a tying run. 1 out, 1-1 count. Ryan and Ackley double play depth up the middle. 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mariners 47-2 when leading after 8 innings. Two 1 pitch. Broken bat, deep drive, right field, off the fence. Thames retrieves. Throws to second. Second and third for the Tribe. How about that? Carrera with the double is second. And now we got some issues here.
That is amazing that he can shatter his bat like that. Probably the only reason why the ball didn't leave the ballpark. Blows his bat up. And it hits right off of the top of the wall. He jams him on that. It's the velocity of Tom. Put a lot on it, 98 miles an hour, but shatters the bat down the line. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. It will be Jack Hanahan to pinch hit for Donald. Right in the middle of the wall.
So Big Time has his work cut out for him now. 1 out, runners at second and third. The tying run is at second. Former Mariner Jack Hanahan is the pinch hitter for Donald.
Hanahan hitting .222 on the season. Almost like he's having a tough time getting his curveball over for a strike tonight.
Hanahan 0 for 1 against Wilhelmsen. Never seen a broken bat ball carry that far. Runners hold. The runner at second went about halfway. Good recovery by Olivo, and you're right about not having a good feel on the breaking ball.
Casey Kochman at third base. Carrera is the runner at second. You can watch Kochman. He starts to go as he sees this pitch. But he can also see it's a good read on his part. Hit the backstop and ricocheted right back to Olivo.
Wilhelmsen in a big time jam. 2-0 here to Hanahan. 3-0. What was all smiles a few minutes ago, a little high anxiety right now. 3-0 count, 1 out. And Kipnis, who's had a heck of a night, he's on deck. And he walks him on 4 pitches, bases loaded, 1 out. What's the lead run? The go-ahead run at first.
We haven't seen Tom have this type of command issues since he's taken over as a closer. 15 pitches, 8 strikes, 7 balls for Tom. Carl Willis coming out of the dugout, have a conversation with him, settle him down a little bit. Now you get back to the top of the order with the bases loaded. Going to have a pinch runner. Lillibridge will come out and run for Hanahan. Leaves Lou Marsan on the bench for Manny Acta, the manager of the Indians. I know Carl just trying to settle Tom down.
Lillibridge, a UW product. He's at first base, pinch running for Hanahan from Everett, Washington. All this damage being done by the bottom of the order. Kochman in the 7 hole rather. Carrera, a broken bat double off the wall. Now you got Kipnis, who's already got a home run and a single, couple of runs driven in. Need a double play ball. First pitch, strike 1. Wilhelmsen got himself into a jam trying to get out of it and win a ball game here. Here's the 0-1 to Kipnis. Just outside. Boy, you can hear 14,687. They wanted that baby on the outside corner.
It was just off the plate away.
Here's the 1-1 to Kipnis. Breaking ball. Here's a chance. Angley. Ryan. Swung. Double play. Ball game. Wilhelmsen gets out of the jam. The Mariners winning by the count of 5-3. All kinds of heroes tonight. Wilhelmsen gets himself in and out of it. 2 home runs by Saunders. Thames with a home run. Charlie Furbush, good work in the bullpen. Good stuff tonight by the Mariners as they win their 6th consecutive ball game.
And although Tom Wilhelmsen wasn't as sharp as we've seen him, he needed to come up with a big pitch, was able to do it to get the double play ball. Great defense again tonight by the Mariners. A number of great plays. Seager, of course, Trayvon Robinson setting a record with the 10 putouts for him. And then Michael Saunders, really the story in this game offensively for the Mariners. A pair of 2-run homers for Saunders. What a homestand this has been.
5 games under 500, everybody. Mark that down, and can only get better. You got to like the sound of that. Trayvon Robinson, big night, 10 putouts. A club record for a left fielder. Just really good stuff tonight. The Mariners go 6-1 on the homestand. They've won 13 of 14. Here's Ackley making sure. He knows this baby's over. Just get it to Ryan. He'll finish it up. Nice and easy. Throw it over to first, and that is your ball game. Beautifully done. Nice stretch by Smoke. And the Mariners have won their 6th consecutive game, 13 out of the last 14. Let's talk to one of the defensive heroes of the ball game. Here's Trayvon Robinson with Jen Mueller.
Trayvon, that is a new club record, 10 putouts for a left fielder. Were you keeping track during the game?
I had 10 putouts in a row? I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know.
Not in a row, but over the course of the game, you touched the ball more than any other defender today. That's a hard day work.
It is. It is. I guess I just wanted the ball a little bit more today.
Well, you certainly deserved it, especially after that play there in the 4th inning. How do you gauge where the wall is? How do you make that catch?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, but I just try to go hard every time, a ball comes my way. Even if you see me out there, if it's a couple foul balls, I'm still moving around. So, whenever it's going my way, I just try to catch it, no matter how deep it is in the stands.
There has to be a level of concentration there, though, because you're colliding with the wall and you're trying to hang on to the ball at the same time. How do you do that?
I don't know. Just try to hang on to it. No matter what's in front of me, I just try to just do my best.
I think that this is the sign of a really good outfielder when he can't put into words exactly how he does his job. This is why he was so good tonight. Round of applause for Trayvon as he heads inside. Thanks, Trayvon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Still to come on our Mariners post-game show, we'll go inside the clubhouse. We'll hear what happened there in the 9th inning and, of course, talk to Michael Saunders, who comes up with 2-run homers today. We are just getting started here on Mariners post-game. The Mariners win 5-3 against the Indians.